No, it's like I got here at 11. It gets you on the tollway. Y'all thought y'all were getting rid of me this weekend. Yeah, I'm on the mic right now. Yeah, I just turned it on. All right, I'm about to go sit behind Jerry. Oh, excuse me. Oh, I left my damn phone. All right, Jerry. It's me and you. It's right here. Do you want one? I got one for you, too. We'll put it on Jamie. There you go, Jeff. I don't want to annoy y'all when I start talking. All right. There you go, Peyton. All right, I'm settled in. I just got back from the TAV 13 black game and won that one in 2 sets. So here's 19-14 right now in the first set. Peyton Fisher up to serve. On the court with her, Carla Rodriguez in the back at libero. Sydney Keys joining them in the back row. A good serve from Peyton right at the right back. Setter has somehow kept up by the opposition there. Who is this, Alpha? What's her name, Jerry? Alpha. All right, Alton Wascom, Carla Rodriguez, Peyton Fisher in the back row. In the front, you got it, Bo? Yeah. And Jessica Garcia with Lily Varga up in the front row. As Alpha serves this one over to the right side. Peyton Fisher out of system play there for Carla Rodriguez. Alton Wascom with a good swing. Kept up well right there, and that'll be called as a double. Oh, they called it a lift. It's a little bit of everything. It's all good. TAV up now 19-16. Spartans Alpha from my resident fact checker Jerry Neal right there. Libero serves it again over at Peyton Fisher. Sydney Keys with the set over to the right side for Lily Varga. Varga turns the thumb down, gets that one to go down the line. 20-16 now the score here in the first set. As checking back in on the middle swap, Big Red, number 24, Jordan Neal, back to serve, number 99, killer Lily Varga. As that ball goes over to the left back, over to the right side now. Swung over the top, Lily Varga with a good dig there, going to the right side for Jessica Garcia. And tools that one off the block, 21-16 now. As some recognition there from Garcia to Keys, saying that was a good set. As Lily Varga back to serve again. And Varga puts this one high, arcing serve over to the left back. Setter's got options, going over to the outside, pulls her inside. She pushes it over the top. Wascom with a good recognition on the defense. Back row attack. And Lily Varga knew it the second it came off her hand. It was going to be too high and outside of the court. 21-17 now the score. Is that the first back row attack all weekend? Or were they doing it yesterday? I tried to watch as much. Yeah? Nice. Well, at least we're trying it, right? As that serve has a little side spin on it over to Wascom. Middle, right there, Jordan Neal elevating and getting that long outstretched arm up above the net. Yanks it down for a point, 22-17 now. As checking back in is number 15, Loco Lily Hyun Lee at libero. Coming onto the court, number 17, Lindsey Streams to serve. And the shortest front row player of all time, number 4, Layla Gary. Odd timeout call there after the substitutions there for Spartan Alpha. As again, I apologize for my absence yesterday, everybody. Was over there with with my other daughter's team for the day. They won their first match going to the semifinals here at 11:30. And I'll be with y'all the rest of the day, hoping to get back over there to watch the championship matches. The girls now won a game yesterday and had a hard-fought second match that went into 3 sets. And the third one, I had spotty connection inside of Mad Frogs. I couldn't really tell what was happening there. But a hard-fought day from what Ashley and Layla told me, at least, as Lindsey Streams gets set to get us underway. Streams with a good ball over to the right side, and that one will be outside of the court after the errant pass. And that's a service ace for Lindsey Streams, 23-17. Now TAV looking to push 2. In the front row, Wascom, Gary, and Neal. In the back row, Fisher, Kim Lee. And getting us back underway, Lindsey Streams. Streams with a good ball. Libero handles that one well. Setter's going to go to the middle. Jordan Neal with a big block. It's kept up by Spartan Alpha. Happy birthday shot right there. We're not going to get a net call on it. Big red Jordan Neal with a big block right there. Just couldn't get it to go down after the good defensive play from Spartan Alpha. And TAV scrambles across. 23-18 the score here in the first set. High arcing serve over to Lily Henley. Stream's going to have all kinds of options. Jordan Neal with that big right hand, big red, makes it 24-18. Set point number one. Pinky's up. We're not by the streaming phone, but we do have our tips touching right now. Checking in now. Number 19, Presley Anderson to serve, the daughter of Colby and Candy, right at Klein Oak High School. As Peyton Fisher will move up into the front row. Anderson with a high arcing serve, tries to get it to fall into the donut. That one back set over to the right side. Good dig there, defensive recognition from Lindsey Streams. Out of system play for Fisher. Rolls this one over the top just to keep it in play. And that'll end it. Set number one in the books, 25-18 the final. TAV takes their first set here on day number 2 of the Tour of Texas. We are at the Excel Volleyball Club courtside venue here in Carrollton, Texas. As I left my phone in the car, or else I'd give you some good updates from the world of sports. I know the U.S. won their first gold medal last night in the downhill skiing competition. Breezy Johnson takes first place with a time of 1:36.10. Lindsey Vaughn had an unfortunate accident, tears her ACL on the downhill slope. And that ended her comeback attempt here for another gold here in the Milan Olympics. Last I looked, Italy was up in the medal count right now with the early going, as the Americans won a game yesterday in women's hockey. And the only thing anyone really cares about is these facts there from the big dog himself, Jerry Neal. And here's our first one of the day. In 1913, Carrollton was officially incorporated, and W.F. Vinson was elected as mayor. A gravel industry that began in Carrollton in 1912 transformed the city, and by the late 1940s, to a grain and gravel town. This also supported a brick plant and dairy industry, and National Metal Products established itself in the city in 1946. Carrollton, one of the highfalutin areas here in the Dallas area as well, next to Highland Park. And talking about Highland Park, that is the home of NFL MVP Matt Stafford, as he was a Highland Park Scot, as he wins the MVP this year. And like I said, the only thing anyone really wants to talk about today is it's Super Bowl Sunday. So hopefully you got a lot of friends and family. And if you're a fan of the Seattle Seahawks and the New England Patriots, as Sam Darnold will take on Drake May, two unlikely candidates to be quarterback in the Super Bowl, as they've earned their way to fight for the Lombardi Trophy. Here, and that game will kick off at 5:30 Central, coming to you from Levi Stadium in San Francisco, California. And we're getting ready here to start set number 2, as we'll get your starting lineup here for the TAV 16 Blue Girls. A lot of hand slapping going over there on the right side between Preston. Good Lord. I mean, that wasn't a high 5. That was about a high 40. And here we go in the front row. Starting on the outside, number 4, Layla Gary. In the middle, Big Red, number 24, Jordan Neal. Swapping over to the front row, number 10, Alton Wascom. Checking it right there in front of your screen, number 15, Loco Lily Henley at libero. They'll be swapping in with Lily Varga on the middle swaps. Peyton Fisher rounding out the back row, and number 17, Lindsey Streams is set up, ready to go. And we are underway here in set number 2 as the serve from Lindsey Streams moves the right back over to the right. Big swing there, block from Layla Gary. Can't keep it inside of the court. 1-0 now to score. One thing we can see from the back side of the court here, that block was closed by Jordan Neal and Layla Gary. So if we can get that angle down, those will start falling inside of the court, 1-0. This ball goes into the net from Spartan Alpha. That'll tie it up here in set number 2. 1-1 the score. And we'll get our first substitution of set number 2. As Presley Anderson will check in for Alton Wascom. Presley Anderson, number 19, back to serve. And she gets this one set up. Good ball, 19 going to 19 across the other side. That's a service ace for Presley Anderson. Has a good ball that had a little wiggle to the left on it right at the end. Causes the errant pass and a service ace, making it 2-1 now for Presley Anderson and the TAV 16 Blue Girls. Good ball there from Anderson again, as that one as well will go down for a service ace. Unable to keep the ball up with Spartan Alpha. 3-1, back-to-back aces for Presley Anderson. Anderson with a high arcing serve has the middle back diving. Jordan Neal with a happy birthday shot. No call right there. As this ball's rolled over the top. Oh, Lily Kyun Lee and Lindsey Streams look like they hit wrists. As they'll take a quick second to shake that one off. And in the words of Laura Castro, my mother, rub some dirt on it. You're not bleeding, you're not dying, right? Libero serves from Spartan Alpha. This one over at Loco Lily Kyun Lee. A little libero on libero climb. Pushed over to the outside. Peyton Fisher rolls it over the top. Libero does well. Jordan Neal swipes it back down as she's patrolling the net and forcing the great wall of TAV. Jordan Neal with the dig over the right side for Gary. Gary tries to swipe this one into the left corner, just a little bit too far underneath it. As Peyton Fisher gets the overpass, swipes it right down in front of the right side of the hitter, making it 4-2 for TAV. Coming into the front row now on the middle slot, number 99, Killer Lily Varga, as Loco Lily Kyun Lee in the back row serving. Kyun Lee with a good ball over to the right side at the left back, as that one will have some options. Set up over to the outside, rolled over the top, and that one's going to be out. As Lily Kyun Lee measures every inch of it, make sure it goes out 5-2. TAV up by 3. Lily with another shot right there at the same spot, going over to the left side, back set over the right side. Slide hit there. Lily Kyun Lee with a good defensive dig going to the right side for Layla. Gary, hot shot right there. Middle back dives over to her right to keep it up, and we're still playing on a rally here. Kyun Lee to Stream. Stream's going to go back over to Gary. Gary with another big swing, hits the tape. No touch there, as that'll go over to Spartan Alpha. 5-3 now going to be the score. So Streams, Varga, Gary up in the front row. Fisher, Anderson, and Carla Rodriguez checks in for the first time in the second set at libero in the back row. Fisher with a good pass. Streams got options. Quick over to the middle for Varga, and that one falls right in front of the middle back into the donut. 6-3. Killer Lily Varga with her first kill of the second set. And we'll have a double swap coming on, as Jessica Garcia will check into the front row for Lindsey Streams, and into the back row to serve number 85, Sydney Keys, in for Layla Gary. I think Sydney has the brightest shoes on the team. You can always tell which one she is. Number 85 set to serve. She'll also do her setting duties here in the back row. And the R2 checking something out in the back row on the Spartan Alpha side. I can't tell what they're talking about. Looks like they have a rotation check going on the Spartan Alpha, so we'll take a quick pause in action here. As you can't see it because I'm sitting behind, but we're going to say that this first set is brought to you by our corporate sponsor, Lakeside Liquor, father of Lily Kyun Lee, Vien Hyun Lee, the owner. And we appreciate every sponsorship we get as that serve goes into the net, falls on the wrong side for Sydney Keys. 6-4 now the score, as that ball will go back over to Spartan Alpha. Sydney Keys stacked behind Carla Rodriguez here. As the serve received for TAV, high arcing serve. Fisher does a good job taking over it. Quick set over for Varga. As back-to-back quick sets on the offensive half for Lily Varga. And 2 kills, 7-4 now, TAV up. As Presley Anderson will check out, coming into the front row on the outside hitter position, number 10, Alton Wascom. Back to serve, number 26, Peyton Fisher. Peyton, the pride of Atascocita High School, puts this one in play. Serve dives right in front of the libero. Pushed over, free ball sent over. Rodriguez with a good pass to Keys. Keys going to go quick to the right side for Garcia, and that's swiped over. Big high arcing set, tipped up by Lily Varga. Fisher with a good dig there. Keys with a bump set of her own. Alton Wascom with a big swing. Garcia, happy birthday, kept up by the middle back. Varga with a joust at the net. Oh, and this point's going to go over to TAV as the up ref calls a back row attack, as it looked like the setter came up from the back row, and during that joust, the ball fell over to the TAV side. So 8-4 now. Peyton Fisher will get us restarted here. Fisher with a good ball that curves away from the right back. She's somehow able to keep it up. Give and go there, rolled over the top. Sydney Keys, out of system play here. Carla Rodriguez with a bump set for Wascom. Wascom does a good job to keep the ball in play. They'll set back up into their base defense. Good block there from Garcia and Varga, as they'll get another attempt at it. Varga recognizes that one and gets a quick shot off. Wascom with a punch shot. I think that's what we're going to call that. And that's swiped over from the middle. We're still playing here. Good rally going on. Wascom has to knuckle this one over. And Spartan going to set up for a back row attack. Right outside of the outstretched hands of Lily Varga. Sydney Keys with a good dig. Rodriguez with a bump set there, and that one travels out of bounds from the hands of Jessica Garcia. 8-5 now. TAV up by 3. TAV up, and we're ready to play here. Right-handed serve coming from the Spartan side. High arcing serve. And Peyton Fisher tries to keep it in play. It goes over the net here. 8-6 now going to be the score. Spartan ready to get us going again. TAV up by 2 here in set number 2. Hot shot over the top. That one travels out. Carla Rodriguez ducks. Peyton Fisher measures it. 9-6 going to be TAV's advantage, as we'll have our second middle swap of the second set. Kiddo Lily Varga back to serve and back into the front row. Big red, number 24, Jordan Neal, looking to make an impact here on the front row. Good serve there, kept up. And Jordan Neal right on cue there with the big block, as the Great Wall of TAV had that one covered from side to side. Jordan Neal going to get the solo block on that, making it 10-6. Lily Varga with a top spinning serve. Somehow kept up by the middle back. Good defensive play there from Spartan. Sydney Keys, perfect spot. As she gets the defensive dig there. Nobody home on the second ball. 10-7 going to be the score. Small miscommunication there for the girls. They'll figure that one out, as Lily Hyun Lee will check back in at libero. High arcing serve there. Fisher keeps it up. And that one tight to the net. And a good call there from the referee, as a net call will give TAV the point, 11-7. And checking back in, number 17, Lindsay Streams. And into the front row, number 4, Layla Gary. 11-7 now. Streams gets us underway with a serve that goes over to the middle back. Errant pass there, out of system play, and that one's not going to be able to keep up and in. So 12-7 will be the score now. Streams joined in the back row by Hyun Lee and Fisher. In the front row, Gary, Wascom, and Neal. High floating serve. Jordan Neal right there on top of it, as this one will be shot over to the outside. Big swing, good touch there from Layla Gary, as she keeps it up. Streams does a good job to get to that one, and a good hit there from Alton Wascom. Gets tooled off of the block and out. 13-7 now after the kill from Alton Wascom. Good job from Layla Gary to elevate. Spartans 16 out front. Got San Antonio Spartans. So the Spartans team out of San Antonio here, making the trip up to Dallas, as Streams will serve this one across. And I don't know if you can see it off of your angle there. Streams knew the second that one came off her hand, it was going to be a little too deep. 13-8 going to be the score. As again, stacked behind Lily Hyun Lee is Lindsay Streams, as this one dives right into the net from the Spartan serve. TAV will get that point, 14-8 now here in set number 2. And checking back in, number 19, Presley Anderson. That's Colby Anderson's favorite player, everybody. Oh, 14-8 as Anderson gets us ready to go here in set number 2. Sidewinding serve, gets a touch. That looked like it would have been in regardless. Service ace for Presley Anderson. Good spot there as it made the left back travel over to her left and couldn't get a good platform to keep that ball up. 15-8 the score. Anderson going back to the same spot. Good adjustment there from Spartan, but nobody home on the second touch. That's going to go down as another service ace. Back-to-back for Presley Anderson. And we'll get a timeout now. 16-8. TAV up by 8 here in set number 2 in Carrollton, Texas. Quick huddle there for the girls as they break. It was again a hard-fought day yesterday. TAV 16 Blue here on the flight right now as they're looking to find their footing for a big part of the season coming up. Next tournament the girls will travel to will be in St. Louis for the Mid-East qualifier. One of the dad's favorite tournament. We had a great time there last year. In St. Louis, drank a bar completely out of Michelob Ultra. That's it. And we did almost get blown away from a tornado while we were there. A lot of memories made in St. Louis. San Antonio Spartans will make a couple of substitutions here. Ref says she's ready to go. And Presley Anderson will put us underway. As this serve will go high, arcing serve into the middle, makes the left back move up. Peyton Fisher all on top of that. We'll see what the call is. And that's going to go down as a solo block for Peyton Fisher. And she was right up there elevated. And Colby, I don't know what kind of walk that was coming back to the serving line there, but Presley Anderson with another good serve. This will go down again. Presley Anderson, 3 service aces on this run. 18-8 going to be the score. 10-point advantage for TAV. Anderson again with another high arcing serve. Taken over by the middle back there this time. Set going to the outside. Layla Gary gets a fingertip to it, and it rolls right outside of the outstretched arms of Lily Kenley, and that'll go down for a Spartans point. As that'll send the serve back over. The Spartans libero going to be serving. We'll see if we get a libero on libero time here. As this one moves over to Presley Anderson. And that ball deceptively had some heat on it. As that'll go down as an ace for the Spartans. 18-10 now. TAV up by 8. There's the libero on the barrel time. Good pass from Lily Finley. Going to the right side for Gary. Gary somehow yanks that ball across her body, travels a length of the tape, and falls on to the Spartan side. 19-10 now the score. As Jordan Neal will come out and into the front row. Killer Lily Varga back to serve. Number 15, Loco Lily Hunley. Daughter of our corporate sponsor, Vien and Sophia Hunley. Short serve right there. Had the right idea. Hit the top of the tape, but didn't roll down on the correct side. 19-11 going to be the score. If you're a firearms fan, 19-11, a good pistol. Carla Rodriguez now checking in. Number 7 in the black jersey at right back right now. This one travels into the seam. Peyton Fisher does a good job taking charge. Quick set there for Lily Varga. As the quick set to Lily Varga has provided a lot of offense. 20-11 the score. TAB up by 9, looking to push 5. And we'll get the double swap. Jessica Garcia checking into the front row. Coming back into the back row to serve and set. Number 85, Sydney Keys. Oh, I see why they're stopping now. Because the scoring table's way over there. She has to walk over and make sure they get the subs right. Sydney Keys up to serve. Good serve there. That one travels to the left back. High pass there as Varga tries to find the back corner. Just unable to do so. Good recognition. Swiped over the top onto the wrong side of the net for the Spartans. TAV with a 10-point advantage. 21-11 the score. Sydney Keys up. Good serve right there. Travels the line with a good spot as a free ball sends over. Rodriguez to Keys. Keys going to go to the outside for Fisher. Fisher with a good job yanking that ball down, and that'll go down after a third touch, not able to get over the net from San Antonio Spartans. 22-11. Sydney Keys up again, number 85 on her jersey, as that ball travels into the middle, out of system play, going over to the right side, and unable to be hit over the net is Spartans. 23-11. TAV looking to push two and close this one out here so we can all get some lunch. Sydney Keys up again. That one had some steam coming off of it as a free ball sent tight to the net, rolled over the top. Lily Varga with a good defensive play. Over to the outside for Peyton Fisher. Good swing there. Middle back keeps it up. Pushed up into the middle. One-on-one shot right there for Varga as that one travels out on the Spartans. So get your pinkies up, everybody. Touch the tips. 24-11 as this will be set and match point. Sydney Keys going to be serving for it. Sydney Keys with a good ball going to the same spot, and that one's going to cause trouble out of system play. Free ball sent over the top. This one going to Varga. Varga with an overpass. TAV will set back up into their base defense. Pushed over to the outside. Garcia got a fingertip to it. Rodriguez does a good job. Peyton Fisher going to get a shot to end it. And good play by the San Antonio Spartans as Sydney Keys going to set to the backside now for Lily Varga. Swipes it over the top, unable to do so. As the Spartans had a good piece of defense on it. Carla Rodriguez right there. Keys going to go over to Fisher. Tries to swipe it up, and that one's going to be called 4 touches off the top of the tape. Good rally from both teams there. Good defense by the San Antonio Spartans as the TAV offense had them spread thin. As ultimately that point goes over 24-12, and the girls will get a shot here at swinging to end this one on an emphatic point here in the second set. In the front row, Garcia, Varga, and Keys now. As this one goes to Rodriguez. Keys back into the middle. Set over to the outside for Fisher. Fisher rolls one over the top. Ricochets it off the block. And that'll end it 25-12, the final here in set number 2. As the girls take match number 1 on day 2. And we'll be back here in a couple of hours for match number 2. 1 o'clock, right, Jerry? Right? Yeah. 1 o'clock, and they've been running early, so it may be about 12:45. Just a heads up.